phone and I can't get the darn computer to go on.
Well,
audio.
All right, that's it.
Let me see if I can add your camera. So thank you both for being here. I think David's trying to get on too, so hopefully he'll be. There you are.
Hi, Yeshe. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Lisa, you were on my list to call today.
I am. Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, cool.
Beautiful. And Kathy's here. Beautiful. All right, great. Well, welcome to our bi-monthly mastermind. I am super grateful that we have a room full of ladies today, unless Warner chimes in the background, who we love also. Today is all about you. Today is a time where we get to focus on how we can support you, what is there something that's stopping you from getting where you want to go? I'd love to start out if there was an intention for this month that we can help you accomplish, but really this is a time to support you in your growth. And as you know, I love focusing on revenue generating activities. So whether that be sponsorship or client acquisition or ways of getting free press, which can be another way of generating revenue and clients, please use me to help you accomplish that. So with that, or if there's things with messaging, but I always love, to me, when we can have an impact on your revenue, then that always makes life really wonderful. And I just want to also share that Lisa and I are part of this manifesting group. And Lisa, I haven't made this public, so I hope it's okay I'm saying this, but I've been wanting to say this to Debbie for a while. Of course. I think that we should bottle this and package this and let other people use it and license it and build a business out of it, because we've been doing this manifesting group and it's been such a beautiful sisterhood, and we get together every couple of weeks and we do affirmations, and we just really every time we leave, it's just this high vibe that I feel. So Lisa, I'm so grateful you're here. And she reached out to me yesterday going, can I bring you chicken soup? Can I pick up Gabriel? I was like, that's the sisterhood that happens with our community. So thank you.
Yes, and we also focus on business and personal goals too. And the whole objective is to help one another reach higher and higher and higher towards the goals that we have. So that's an exciting, it's just, every piece of it is just amazing and a blessing and just adds so much value to my life. I really appreciate you. I'm glad you're part of it.
And play. And so Debbie's the creator of this. So yes. I needed to say this, but I really think we should bundle this and license it and get other people doing it, because it's been beautiful. So
yeah, I love it.
Lisa, would you like to start today with the share and how we can support you and anything you want to celebrate?
Yeah.
Successes you want to celebrate?
I want to celebrate that I've got my National Association of Realtors. It's called PSA, Pricing Strategy Advisor. And so that's a higher level of education and comps and pricing, because for me, the most important thing for my clients is to get them the most money in the fastest amount of time. And that's why I invested my time and money in that first, because I think, if it's not priced right, it's not going to sell. And the more you go over that average days on market, people start wondering, well, what's wrong with that house? I don't want anybody to ever wonder about that in any house that I list. So I'm really excited about that. I have a contract on a home with a buyer, so I'm excited about that. And what I'm most excited about is the vision I have to help realtors retire early through multiple streams of income. And what I would love to ask is if you know anybody in the real estate industry, not just realtors, but also people mortgage, title, insurance, I'd love to have a conversation with them to see how I can help them retire early. So a referral would be awesome. I'd appreciate that.
Do you know Bree Ferry here in Brevard?
I don't know Bree Ferry.
I know her from a really, 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 really long time ago. She used to be a part of Conscious Living Partnership. I can give you her number, but I'm also okay with, I haven't checked the number in a long time, but it's 321-698-2658. If you can just buzz me, then I can do like a 3-way text and
Okay.
about
Will do.
connecting. And then also, do you know Janet Helms?
No, Janet's name I've heard of, but I don't know Janet Helms.
Yeah, I know Janet had some really rough times in, and just so you know, anybody that's listening, you can give her referrals to any realtor in the United States. It doesn't matter if they're in Brevard where we live, right?
Right.
Lisa, it can
Right,
be
anywhere in the US, Canada, London, and Australia right now. So I'm part of a global real estate company where we become agent owners and stockholders. And it's the reason I got my real estate license, because I've been an investor for about closing in on 10 years in Connecticut, Texas, and here in Florida. But I never saw a comp plan that got me excited like the comp plan with EXP. I get to be an agent owner. I'm used to being a business owner, right? And I earn stock. So along the way, I'm earning stock. So it's free money. And I get to help other people become agent owners, which is just in line with my heart, helping people to create more money in their life and to create that future money. Yeah. I wish I learned this in college, but no, they didn't teach me that. Even though I was a business major, they never taught me about creating future money.
Oh, well, so Janet Helms was a broker here. She used to own that train that was on US 1.
Oh, yeah.
That was hers. And then she sold it.
It's a company now.
Yeah. And the last time I talked to her, she just had a really rough year and was looking at some other things, but this might be the answer, at least something to talk to her about. She is used to MLMs. I believe she was a Young Living distributor, so that's a concept that she's familiar with. It's 748-3112.
Thank you very much, Shannon.
Anybody else want to hop in and share ideas or resources for Lisa? As you know, my head just goes to the Rolodex mode.
Yes, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Lisa, I don't know that many people in real estate because I don't do it, but if you give me a couple of exact things that you want, I will put them up on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. And if I think of something, I just not like, I've lost so much money in real estate. It's like, oh my God. So, but I do have a couple of people that I'm thinking of, and I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
But right now, just give me something to print out, or I will do that.
Okay, I will do that. I'll either text you. Let me see if I have your number, Heshi. I'm pretty sure I have your number because we've texted before.
So Lisa, I would probably just a couple suggestions might say, one of my associates or somebody I'm working with is a wealth strategist, Lisa, and I would focus on the wealth strategist.
Yeah.
Lisa Soloway is looking for contacts to realtors, mortgage people, just list what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah.
She's building her team internationally or something like that. Please let me know. So I would emphasize on that wealth strategist, just so they don't try to judge and they talk to you before they judge.
Yes.
Right.
Good advice. Thank you.
Anybody else? David, you are glowing. I can't wait to talk to you. As soon as you came on, you looked so good in the blue and and all lit up, but you're muted. Anybody else have anything to contribute to Lisa before we move on to Heshi?
Hi, everyone. I missed the first part. Lisa, what was it that you're looking for?
I am looking to connect with people in the real estate industry, especially realtors, mortgage, people in the mortgage industry, and title and insurance.
Is this for ACN?
Yes, for both.
Okay,
ACN
cool.
and EXP.
Cool. Okay. And I know we have a follow-up to do, so I'd like to talk to you.
Yes. No, you're on my top of my list to get a couple dates to see what works for you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Any closing remarks?
No, just love helping people. That's my passion. No matter what I do, my passion is helping people. So, and I love you all. I'm so happy to see your beautiful faces.
For being um,
Thank you.
real quick, while everybody's here, I just want you to know that next Wednesday is the love letter session, where Dale is actually giving you that love letter that helps you with that conversation, kind of preparing for pulling stuff in order for our family so that we take care of our house. So I know you're talking real estate house, but this is like taking care of our life house. And so please, please, please be here next week, because this is a really special gift that he's giving everybody that he normally only gives his members, but he to share it with you guys and to go through it. As I shared with a number of you, the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, everybody needs this. And it's really moved me to move things in order that I didn't know, that's not the normal stuff. So
Shannon, let's have a I met an elder law. She's not an attorney, but she works with an attorney that specializes in elder law, and that might be a good connection for Dale, because she works with the seniors and their family to help put what they need in place for their estate. And that might be, you know, that agency might be a good connection for Dale.
that would be great. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Okay, Heshi.
Oh, I'm working on too many things. That's part of my issue. I'm now working with Shannon on something. I guess Shannon, I don't know that I want to talk about that yet. So I think I'll let that go for this week. Um, I I'm selling my embroidery business, and I actually got up early this morning to go to AC Moore because they're selling out, their stores are closing. And I want to put things up on my website or put something out on Facebook having to do with the kits that I want to put together and get sponsorship for, anywhere from yarns to bracelets to necklaces to packets with yarn in them. And I want people to actually sponsor a child. So I do know that I need to come up with the children's faces, and I have some single faces that I can use. But I want to get an idea of if you've looked around on the internet, how much money people actually would give to support a child, or would they give on a monthly basis. I have got to get this stuff out of here. I've got someone coming from New York tomorrow to take pictures and to help me sell this business. So I'm open for any ideas. And of course, the water at any time. I just haven't been concentrating on that since I've had the surgery.
So okay, great. So Heshi, what I'm hearing is just some ideas with sponsorship with kids. And I know Lisa and I can contribute because she sat on a board with an organization that actually has that. And then the other piece was water. Can we celebrate a success for you? Can we celebrate that you're here today? Is there any other successes you'd like to celebrate?
Well, I'm learning about a new company that I joined with Shannon. So that's a big celebration. And I'm just nervous about what I'm doing with my other company and how that's going to work. But I think that probably the biggest success is that my surgery was January the 3rd, and I've cut my pain medicine by like 3/4 now, which is really good. I don't know how much longer I'll have the brace on, but I'm beginning to be able to move around. My throat is still, it's not that it hurts real badly, it's just it gets tired very quickly. But things are moving along, and I expect not to have any pain in my neck once I get out of the brace and I can talk and I can eat without throwing food out because I can't keep it down. I mean, I'm pretty happy about the way I think my health is going to go with all the new stuff that I'm doing. So it's just one step at a time.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, it takes a lot of courage to have a surgery, and I'm so glad to hear that the pain is lessening, and I'm really excited to be working with you too, Heshi.
Yeah.
So So let's talk about the children's donations. So her question was, are we familiar with any organizations where they receive money to like sponsor kids? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
That would definitely be part of it. I also want to put, and I think I'm allowed to do this, I want to put stuff up on Facebook. Like I've put together some bead kits that I can have the children make with the cord and everything. And I bought the little letters that I'm taking over with me so I could personalize them for anyone and send them out when I get back. And there has to be a different price range for someone who just wants to contribute as compared to someone who wants to have something personalized with the picture of the child and everything. I don't know what that would be worth.
So can I ask a couple of other business questions first? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, just
Yes.
because I'm really always wanted to look at what's the best use of your time and highest return. And so I know that right now you're trying to move like $300,000 worth of stuff, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
are you hoping that this sponsorship will help you accomplish that? Is that kind of the goal?
Yes. Yes. I'm going to use the inventory that I have here and package it.
Okay, and then are you thinking that that the sponsorship? So have you? I guess when I look at these things, I always look at what's the step to have it accomplished. So Lisa and I work on this one project, and one of the things I've commonly said is, for you to go out and raise $35 is as much work for you to go out and raise $1,000. So I just, I know that, what are the ranges that we look at? We don't need to say names here, but what are the prices that she gets for the different sponsorships for kids? Do you remember, Lisa?
So $250 for a water filter, and it's $30 a month to sponsor a child. I do sponsor.
Well, could I interject?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but the water filters were $250, and what the first time around when she first went there, she asked for a $50 a month donation to do a child, but I think that part of that was for initial expenses and so forth. So if it's changed to 30, that's new to me. But I sponsor one young lady that, and I also sponsor the pastor. I send him a stipend every month. So
Are you talking about Life Straw?
No.
Oh, I didn't know there was.
Marty's. I sponsor a child under Marty's program.
Well, Marty uses Life
and two
Straw.
schools.
But Marty uses Life Straw.
Yeah, but part of the sponsorship, the monthly thing, is not to do the water. Some of it is to
Right.
sponsor a
That's
child.
just so she can go to school and uniforms and food and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so one of the things I'm just going to invite you to look at, and I want to talk about solutions, is that you want to look at the time it's going to take to do each thing. Like, you got to sit down and go, okay, if there's this bead, what do I have to do? I have to take it to this person. It's going to take this much. Like you have to look at the operations of the plan.
Okay.
Right? I want to kind of reverse engineer it, because a lot of times we have really wonderful ideas and really great big hearts. But if you look at the operation of the plan, it just, I mean, literally you're making 25 cents an hour. And so I just want to really encourage you to avoid that, Heshi, because it may be easier to do some bulk things, and maybe we talk about some other ways of moving it that might be a little bit quicker and faster, and then you could take that money and actually give it to them. Does that make sense? Because if you let's say it's $35, right? Or $100 is a round number. It's $100. But that $100 takes you 10 hours of work.
Yeah.
Right. And you have 100 kids. It's just totally not a good business model, and it's not scalable.
How about if I could find organizations that would buy the products that I have here as is, and they do whatever they want with it? Is that a better way to go for sponsorship?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that there are, I mean, I know here we have, and I know this is a different thing, but we have a quilting organization, and the quilting organization gets donations and does things for vets and homeless, and they're actually a funded nonprofit, and so there may be, I mean, I think you're onto the right piece of something cause, and I love that you're impact thinking. I just, whenever we have ideas, it's good to look at the operation of the idea and all the steps and the times. As Randy Kraft, and if you guys haven't looked at Randy Kraft, it's randolphcraft.com or planninginparadise.com. He worked with Buckminster Fuller. He would always say that you need to have the who, what, where, when, to really put together a proper operational plan. So,
Okay.
like, what are you doing with who, and how much does it cost, and when is like the time, and the how. So to really pull those pieces together will give you a solid figure, because there's a lot of people that we meet in business and they have great ideas, but when we do that piece of it, they're making 25 cents an hour. I mean, I'm not kidding. Lisa, you've met people, we've all met people like that. And so I want to be really mindful. That's kind of what's coming up for me when you're asking what's the price, and I love Marty, and I'm seeing her do similar things, and I love what she's doing, and she's working through it, and that she's setting up systems so it's scalable, right? But I'm always like, go get the big money, and then you can reach more people with the bigger money.
Well, that's why I have this person coming in to take pictures so that he can sell the stuff for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be putting all this together.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do, if I could, so if Marty is getting donations, or whoever you were, Randy Kraft, you were talking about, gets donations, that doesn't mean that they would buy. I mean, it sounds like I would be giving them stuff.
What do you mean? If you gave an association or something like that?
I just want to know who I could go after who would purchase stuff to give the kids, that I could get sponsored to do that. I want to get rid of large quantities of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I would probably look at associations that are in the craft arena, and look, you know, you might even, this is a crazy idea, but you might be able to find somebody on Etsy that's moving a lot of product that may be able to, that's using what you need, and say, I'm wholesaling some of my products.
Now that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, I'm always like, how do you find the biggest crowd of your people, right? So associations or organizations, or, you know, Etsy, you should be able to see who else is moving something, and that. Anybody else have ideas before we move on? Hi, Tammy, yay, we're so glad you're here. All right, was that helpful?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And with the water, I love the, you know, clean water. I feel like I just was bedridden for days because of shower waters, and now I'm telling everybody here, get shower filters. I can show you one of the best ones for $72. Get shower filters, because we gotta take control of our water. And if you buy 2 filters with Heshi, you can give a kid one for free. Thank you, Heshi. We love you.
Thank you.
Did we lose David? Oh, he came back in. Regina. We'll have Regina go, and then David, then Kathy.
Hi again.
Hi, what would you like to celebrate today?
What would I like to celebrate? A lot. I'm so grateful. I'm working on some really cool things with my real estate people. My team is growing, and we are doing weekly lunch and learns, and it's really, really exciting. And it's also an opportunity to really get systems locked down. And so that's what I'm learning, is not to chase things, I actually love where I'm at with regards to that, because I'm noticing in my business as well as personal, things are showing up from a place of flow and more, what is the word I'm looking for? Consistency, when I'm not pushing. And I really like that, because if it's meant to be, it's going to show up. And if it's not, it's okay. You know, like something else is coming. So there's a lot of things that I'm putting out, and I'm allowing there to be attraction about it, and inspired action. Like, definitely the follow-up is very important, and staying consistent about that. But I'm also realizing if people don't call back, or if they're not, you know, writing or whatever, like, it's okay. It's not
Personal.
yeah, it's not personal. And it's kind of like, I know everyone's got stuff that they're working through. So I'm doing my best to just honor that, and also honor myself, and know what I want to work on, and where I want to spend my energy. And I don't want to be chasing things and people and places that aren't reciprocal. And so, like with the real estate, you know, I'm realizing there's a lot of people that are coming into the meetings and into the conversation, and you know, they're where they're at. So we follow up, and if they're ready, great. If they're not, it's okay too. And meanwhile, I'm doing what I need to do in other areas, and it's great. I'm creating space for family and for friends, and excited to take on a little bit more, but not too much more, because my plate is pretty full. But I'm happy to support anyone here that I can, and really grateful for BAN and what it does for me and how I get to show up. So I'm here to support and be contribution how I can be.
Beautiful. Thank you. I can't wait to hear how we get to support you. My mentor says 3 times, and then they just let it be, you know, 3 times following up, and then you let whatever's supposed to happen. But I have to tell you, I love personally when people follow up, because sometimes I'm busy. I might be certain things going on. So I really, and I think I've told you this, Regina, before, like, please get back with me. Sometimes I might forget things. So follow up is key. And one of our covenants that we talk about in our agreements is don't make assumptions. And I think I shared with you, Regina, early on, that one of the assumptions I used to make was, oh, they're busy, or, oh, they got this going on. And I just realized, don't make any assumptions, good or bad. Just going, hey, did you get my text? I wanted to talk to you, and just continue to reach out and hold the vision that we connect. And 3 times, and I'm done.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I love you. So how can we support you today?
That's a great question. I think just keep, keep praying for me to have the courage and strength to keep sharing my story. I'm working on creating a podcast, and I have a lot of story around that. Like, oh, nobody wants to hear my story, and who am I going to, interview, and all these stories about what it has to look like. Like, it has to be every week, and blah, 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 blah. So I did the first step, which is I said it right consciously and wrote it out. And then it showed up where I was invited to go to PodFest, which is an awesome event. There's going to be over 1,000 different people in the space of podcasting. And my intention was to do and be a guest on one podcast or one speaking circuit event. I don't want to say circuit, but one event once a week, or 52 times this year. And so I'm on 10 since October, 10 podcasts. And I'm not keeping track of how many places I've spoken, but I will be. And so I'm working on my one sheet. That's my goal by the end of March. So let's say that. Help infuse the motivation and the encouragement for me to finish my one sheet by March, the end of March.
So are you, could you bring to the next Mastermind, which is in 2 weeks, the first draft, so that we could actually review it with you?
Yes, I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I just want you to know that we have one of the podcast experts and queens who's on the call with us today. Her and I are also, and Regina, you got the bug of this early on with the Business Acceleration Network, radio network. So I've been working with Tammy on putting that together, and she is a podcast expert. So she's going to be speaking at Media Magic. And I know she's talking about podcasts, and part of what she's going to be sharing is getting on podcasts. So if you haven't marked your calendar for April 30th and May 1st, we're going to be at the Holiday Inn in Vieira doing Media Magic, and grab your seat, because she is remarkable. She's done hundreds of them. I'm excited to get ours launched.
Nice. And
So,
Tammy, I've been clicking at her heels trying to get her attention for a couple months now. So it's funny that we're both on the call. And I know, Tammy, you've had a lot going on. So I do not take it personal, and I'm excited to connect with you whenever the time is right. I'm busy in the meantime making things happen. So.
Awesome. Well, great. And so are you clear on what you need for your speaker sheet? Lisa Soloway has a great speaker sheet, by the way.
Yes, and Lisa actually shared hers with me. So thank you so much, Lisa.
Okay. And so you feel good and you're clear on what you need for your speaker sheet, and you're okay in a couple weeks coming and giving us a draft?
Yeah, I mean, it's pressure, but it's fine. I need that. It's good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's all good.
I believe in you. You can do this.
Thank you.
All right, awesome.
Regina,
Yeah.
am I off mute now?
We can hear you.
I hope you didn't hear when the phone rang. I tried to put it on mute. I have an old one sheet that I used when I was speaking full time, and it is old, but people still have seen it and liked it. It's an old picture, but if you want me to take a picture of it and text it to you, I can do that, or email it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Will you post it in the group, Heshi, just so everybody can see it? Would you mind?
I look so ugly. It's an old sheet and I look awful.
Heshi.
Almost as bad as how I look right now with this stupid brace on me.
Oh, Heshi.
Okay.
Yeah, I cannot imagine it at all.
Shannon, because you're asking, I'll do it. Ugh.
You're among family, Heshi.
Oh my God. It's like, I can't wait till this is off, and then I'm going to send an old, oh well, it's really old, but I'll send it. Shannon, you are shameless.
I am.
You are.
With everybody, because I know you contribute. We're the president of the National Speakers Association. Come on.
Oh my God.
I think it would be incredible.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And I have to apologize. I have to go a little early today, so I'm going to hop off at 12:30.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, David, are you okay going next? And then Kathy?
I'm just pretty much tied up. I saw the note and thought I'd try and get on for a few minutes. I'm out here in LA, and I've been here for a couple of days now. It's third day here. We're coming home in a couple of days. I've been spending some phenomenal time with some great people, planning some big things, and really excited about it. One of the people that I'm meeting with is one of the financial advisors to the royal family in the UK, and his pedigree is unbelievable, and I'm so glad that things just kind of fell into place for me to be out here. So the stuff that's going on is going to affect a lot of people, and it's going to be able to help a whole bunch of people. We're looking at a global program right now, and I can't really say much about it, but there's going to be some big things coming down the road if all comes to fruition. So I'm celebrating that this week and looking forward to getting back to Florida. It's much warmer there than it is here, although it was 81 yesterday. It was 44 degrees when I got up this morning. So that's a little cooler than I'm accustomed to. But it's great. Yeah, things are good.
Well, I can imagine.
What do I need?
Lisa's on the
Well,
end. We're both with the financial and the wealth. Lisa's probably going, wait, I can't wait. I'm going, I can't wait to hear more, David. Congratulations.
Yeah, and there's opportunities for a great many people the way we're talking. It's been a long days of talking and planning and coaching and so forth. So I'm receiving some great benefit from it. And I have to tell you, it's all because of an introduction that Joy Grace Harmony made a few months ago. It's just amazing what's happening. So I have to actually bring her up to date a little bit later on if I get another break. So yeah, it's been phenomenal. That's all I have.
Beautiful. Thank you.
I'm not really in the need for anything right now except a little bit more deeper breath because I've been excited for 3 days straight now. So, but it's good. Just glad to be here. Glad to be alive.
We're glad you're here. Thank you, David.
Okay.
Kathy, are you able to join us today? I don't see your beautiful smile. Okay, maybe you're auditing. Tammy, are you able to join us today? Yay! Okay.
Yesterday my video camera wouldn't work, and I guess it's back working. So it's been a while. I don't know what I've been doing. I've been working, and my dad had a stroke and just trying to keep up on things. But today, I guess what I'm celebrating was I was a guest on Nancy Matthews' Wow Wednesday, and I was talking about how to create a simple little book, a little Q&A book like this. And the beauty of it was I was talking about, how to create a book and how to leverage yourself, using a book and massive media exposure, such as television, podcasts, etc. And I got a really good response. And what I did is I wanted everybody to get a copy of the book because it's something about when you hold a little thing in your hand and it's tangible. So my offer was for people to send me their name and address, and I had like 25 people send and want a copy of the book. And I thought that was pretty good because, that they were all saying, yeah, I'd like to, feel that little book in my hand. So that was exciting because I discovered that for some reason, this little book, people get really excited about it and they read it. And so then they know everything they need to know about using a book to market themselves. So I'm really excited about that. And then I had the opportunity to speak about TV and podcasts, and everybody should be excited about all that too. So that's what I'm excited about.
Congratulations. 25 is a big number. And
I thought so. I was like, and here I'm saying, put them on cute little envelopes with my pretty little stamp. And which I always enjoy that, because I put my real energy into it when I'm writing their names and everything. So I'm excited about sending out that little book.
So I'm excited about what you're saying because I've been wanting to do a little book and do the Track a Book program. So there's a whole software and a technology, and there may be something that you add to your publishing piece, but this whole Track a Book program, I know when I met with Kathy, we used to have former members, Becky and Natalie, that did it. And then I just had somebody else recently come to me and saying, hey, we've got this whole Track a Book program, and I would love to do that with the 5 C's of collaboration and use that for building our network. Have you heard of the Track a Book program?
No, but I'm pretty sure I can reverse engineer it.
Well, I have to tell you, it's a pretty robust system. And if you could just pay a small fee and have somebody else do it, then it's, this literally, the books go global, and it entices community. It gets viral. It is remarkable. So I definitely want to talk to you, Tammy, because I've been going, God, I got to get this out. Now that you showed me the book, I'm going, okay, this is a sign. And And I think for you to add that as one of your publishing pieces could be a really great piece, because it's, you know, you're building community and you're building fans. And
you know, it's interesting because sometimes I belong to organizations that do all this stuff, and I may or may not even know what I'm involved in, because I, you know, get involved in other things. But you mentioned it was Natalie and the other person.
Natalie and Becky have that as part of
Becky
their publishing.
Norwood.
Yep.
Yeah, I know Becky Norwood. So actually, she actually was one of my very first authors in one of my multi-author books. So that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so they have it as a publishing, but I actually met the people that are connected with the software and that developed it.
Oh, okay, great.
And so I mean, obviously, if you're publishing a book and you can bundle it with a publisher, then I think that's great. But yeah, let's talk offline about that at some point. So how can we support you today?
If you get the opportunity, when I repost the Wow Wednesday call, listen to it, because I really gave a lot of really good information about how to leverage your content, using your books, using your blogs, using your TV, using your podcast. I gave like the whole formula about how to do it, and the response I got was really good. The people were like, wow, you know, if I did just one or two of the things that I was talking about, they were, you know, like really amazed at just what you could do with leveraging what you already have. And I was explaining about how often just on social media, for example, we think everybody's already seen it or heard it, but the truth is people are so busy that even if they saw it or heard it, you have to remind them. Just like with Regina, for example, reaching out to me, it's not that I wasn't interested. It was just like the days just go, and all of a sudden the next day's come and gone, you know. And it's so when that is really good to keep reaching out to people until they say, hey, leave me alone. It doesn't, you know, I mean, just because they're not responding doesn't mean anything. It could mean they didn't see it, they're busy, they have priorities.
Yeah.
Tell somebody to you, leave me alone, go away, or they block you. It's not over, and it's not personal. It really is not personal. That's a good lesson.
So would you like us to share the Wow Wednesday too?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd love it. And again, if you would like a copy of that book, I'll send it to you. I just ordered a whole bunch of them because I want to mail it to people so that they can physically have it in their hand and read it. It takes like 10 minutes, if that. I mean, if you're a fast reader, probably 5 minutes. But you could send just to my email, your name and address, and I'll mail it to you, to Tammy Social Media, TAMI Social Media @gmail, and I'll send you the copy of the little book. Because I think it's something about this book. It's like when I first took it out to different places and gave it to people, the response was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. And then people would read it, and then they'd come back and talk to me and then say, wow, I learned everything I needed to know about using a book for expert status. And that's what it's all about. It's about, well, what if you had a book that answered all the frequently asked questions and all the should ask questions, and you just could hand it to someone, they could look at it and then chase you down 5 minutes later.
Lisa and Heshi, I see both of you with something like this that could be really cool. Lisa is a wealth strategist. This could be really a big thing for you. And this track-a-book, I'm telling you, there's something there where it encourages people to pass it on. It's kind of like, you guys have heard me with that pen story where I had a chiropractor that I worked with, and I said, some of you heard this, and I'm like, don't make those pens with just the name and number on it. I mean, it's just silly. They don't do anything. And so they put on there We had them you get a free x-ray and a free exam if you bring in the pen. So the pen became this tool. And so what Tammy has is this tool. And if there's some way to tie this track a book thing to it, I think it could be really, just the book alone, like you're saying, Tammy, is really big. And
yeah, and again, there's lots of opportunity because like this book, it has my phone number, it has my email. There's nothing stopping me from adding. You could put a QR code in it. You could put video links.
I would add a free gift. I would just, you heard me say this, Tammy.
Under the sun.
Yeah, in my book, I had where if you go to my website and you mail the receipt or you do something, then I could capture their name. So anytime you do any book, and Kathy, this is for you too, you always want to go to this page and get this free gift and some sort of opt-in so you're capturing names. Because Amazon, you have no way of getting the names. If they're passing it on, you have no way of getting the names. So anytime you do any sort of book, have some sort of opt-in.
Tammy,
Yeah.
I don't know how to get into the chat box or anything else from my phone. And I don't know if the phone number or the email address I have for you is the same one that you're handing out now. Do you use more than one?
I just have Tamara Patzer and then Tammy social media.
Tammy at social media?
Yeah, I'm going to send you an email right now.
Okay, great.
And then
I want to tell everybody about it. I mean, that to me, I've been telling people about you, but this will be, I just think this could be great. And I have a call with the person who was calling in between, and I know because she's got a couple books, I know she'll want to be interested in this and talk to you.
And by the way, Shannon, I did look up trackabook.com and it's got a 44, is that Australia? And there's a bunch of different phone numbers, but it's probably, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, trackabook.com. It's all about.
I don't know. I'm not sure. The person who introduced it to me was not from out of the country, so I'm not sure. Doesn't mean that's not where it's from.
So yeah, we can compare notes here. But anyway, Hashi, I just sent you my email, and then you can send me your mailing address too. And then I'll, as soon as that Wow Wednesday comes out, I'll be sharing it because it was a good thing. And also, if anybody ever wants me to do a presentation for a group of people about any of these topics, I have complete presentations that I've made, with visuals and everything about mass media, about books, about all the different things. It just happens that Wow Wednesday is an audio type program, but that doesn't mean I don't have all the visuals to go with things. If you ever wanted me to talk to people about why they should be considering this.
Would you do a master course for the members soon?
Yes, I would love to.
Why don't you put a poll in our group with some topics, and let's see, since you have so many.
Well, today it was kind of funny because, I get off on, I start talking about the book, and then I'm talking about how to use the book, like how to get on stages, and and so pretty soon I'm like, okay, I just covered, books, podcasts, TV, and press releases in a half an hour. And so I'm sure that everybody's like, their head just starts to spin because there's so much you can do with all of this, and everybody's literally sitting on gold mines of expertise. That's one of the things that I note about everyone who's here and everybody in these different groups, that they're literally true, authentic experts sitting on gold. That's what I've discovered about all of us. We're sitting on our gold.
I just wanted to say, Tammy, we got feedback from the last Media Magic that you spoke at, and everybody felt like you gave the most content. That you gave, yeah, that you really, not, you know, everybody, as you know, contributes wonderful stuff, and I have great stories about all of our speakers, whether it be one-on-one, but you had raving reviews of giving the most tangible, step-by-step, just so rich content, that it was really, really powerful. So I know that when you said, go listen to Wow Wednesday, it's like, go listen to Wow Wednesday, because you just give and give and give, and not, you don't withhold stuff. You like, do this, do this.
Well, and that's what happens, though. That's the fire hose thing that happens, because it's just like, I get so excited because I can just start to see these people and where they could be if they did just one or two of the things that I suggest. And it is very exciting. Well, thank you for that, because one of the things I talked about also is about mindset, and about, of all the things, those little voices in our head that are telling us, who are you to think that you are the expert? And that little gremlin voice that tries to talk you out of being whoever you are, I just want to slap it down, because that stops so many of us from expressing that big message and that big mission. And I see it in myself. You know, that little voice is like, who do you think you are? And it's interesting to me that the truth is that we are whoever we are, and we have all this expert knowledge, and people are hungry for it. And like when I got those 25 people that sent me their name and their address, like within I mean, I'm not kidding, it was like that coming in, and I'm like, wow, they really want this information, and they're waiting for me to hurry up and get out there. You know, that's why I'm coming to Media Magic, because it conflicted with another event, and I actually canceled this other event I was supposed to go to come to Media Magic instead. So I opted for that rather than go out to Los Angeles to this other event that I had committed to at the same time.
Thank you for being with us. So I just had an idea a business idea, and I just wanted to run it past you. May I?
Sure.
And I've actually, I think you know that I study business models. I love seeing how they function, how they work, where the cash flow is. So I have actually seen this business model work with a blog community, pieces of it. So what I just saw, based upon what you said, because I know you've been wanting to help people repurpose their content. And so with Wow Wednesday, you know, when you go and you do these interviews and you do these calls, letting people know that, and here's the idea, is one is, I'll do it for you. Some people just they don't have the time, they don't want to do it, I'll do it for you, which we know that you do. But the other piece is that I have a community, and this is a content community where not only I'll help you decipher through and pick through your community, but we have content contests and supports. And so what my friend did, and she just passed away like a month ago, but she actually used to do, we would pay, I think it was like $50 a month. And basically it was a Facebook group, and this is a little different, but I can see how this would work with your model. But basically in this Facebook group, every Monday, people would post their blogs, and then people would go into their blogs and like and share and do this thing. And they would commit, in order to be in the community, they'd have to do at least 5 of whatever was there. So not only did we get her helping us and teaching us how to write blogs, so not only do we get Tammy helping us and motivating us and getting us accountable to doing our content, but then we have the collaborative piece, which is we come together and we agree to co-share and just to share what's there of at least a few people. And it was huge, Tammy. I mean, this blog group was just, it got really, really big. And as you know, on blogs and on websites, when people go in and comment, like we couldn't just go in and share. We actually had to go into the blog. We had to comment. And so there were agreements before we were in the group. Not only did we have to pay, but in order to stay, we pay, but to stay, we had to do certain things in the membership. And it was really cool. So I could totally see a content community with you, where people would pay and there would be certain things of you help us, and we get together in a group thing like this, and we learn from other people. But at the end of the thing, everybody commits. Okay, this week you get us to make commitments and go from there. I don't know how that resonates, but I just totally saw that go between, because I know you've offered the done for you, but this might be a group setting to build a community and really help people.
Well, that's actually a lot of what I've been thinking about lately, is how can I think differently than other people, and people will ask a question, I go, I know, because I've either already done it or I know how to reverse engineer things. And that's exactly a model I've been looking at, some type of a small amount of a membership where I could share all of this information. And then if you want to go bigger and better, of course you can, but there's so much that just needs to be, like you said, shared. And it's interesting that you bring that sharing up, because I actually have groups where I've helped people, and that was literally what I was trying to teach them how to do, is how to comment and share and literally push buttons, because that is what a lot of it is all about. So that makes perfect sense to me, what you're saying. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I would love to be a part of it. I'd love it to be it could be, I mean, we might even be able to work in something with the band membership. That I just think it's Lisa's, we're all, as you said, Heshy is a gold mine. Yours, like, I've been going through my stuff and I'm like, okay, Tammy's right. Like this week I posted an old podcast from the business directory, the clear business directory. And I
saw that.
I was like, oh, Tammy would be proud. I need to.
Nancy Matthews, here's an example. Nancy Matthews said, number one, I gave her one of these books and she went nuts over it. But Nancy Matthews, she said, oh, I was on NBC when Women's Prosperity Network first started. I said, really? How long ago was that? 11 years. She's still leveraging her media appearances that started more than 11 years ago, and she still gets value out of being on NBC talking about Women's Prosperity Network. 11 years worth of cloud. So think about the value of everything that you've done, and maybe you paid for something and you're like saying, oh my goodness, I invested so much money to get that, but you're not doing anything with it. What if you started to use all of the things? What about those books that you were an author in, in the multi-author books that you just really didn't talk about or share? What if you just went into the archives and started sharing those old blog posts, those old podcast interviews, those old TV appearances, those radio shows, just stuff that you've done? You would be amazed at how much gold you've got, these assets sitting there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, thank you, Tammy. I hope this today was helpful for you. Seems like you gave us so much, as always.
Well, and again, I apologize for not, being as present as I normally am. Just, it's amazing. My dad had a stroke in Christmas Eve, and even though I'm not there all the time, I went out and visited, and I'm trying to help him. But it's amazing how that affects you, even when you don't realize it. That you're dealing with whatever's, that deep down stuff that we're dealing with when, you know, my dad's going to be 93, and so he's lived a good long life, but I'd like him to be around longer, you know, and it's stressful.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. We were praying for you and loving on you, and I look forward to catching up. Sounds like we got a lot to talk about, so
Yeah,
we have time, please. Kathy, we love you. We're glad that you were here and we're able to listen in, and look forward. Tomorrow is our small group mastermind, and the next Wednesday is our love letter. So small group mastermind. Look forward to seeing everybody, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.